and welcome to edupediaworld.com. We are continuing the chapter Democracy in Contemporary World. In this map, we can see the different colonies of different countries. The purple colored is of United States. The largest colonies was of Soviet Union, or we can say USSR. The blue colored is of France. The maroon colored is of United Kingdom. Even we were also ruled by United Kingdom. We can see that India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, these all are the colonies of United Kingdom. In some parts of India, we can see blue and green color also. Green is for Portugal and blue is of France. Like Puducherry, Goa, these were Portuguese colony. European nations were the main colonial powers which made most of the countries from Asia and Africa their colonies. They got the hold of these countries by just seeing that it getting the market for their products and they were getting the raw materials from these countries. They entered with the purpose and later on they started interfering the political and financially also. Like each and every person, each and every citizen, people of these colonized countries, they were struggling to get their independence back, to achieve their freedom. Because no one wants to be a life of a slave. And every person of this world wants to live their life on their own. They want to be ruled by the leaders which they elect. Our country was also one of the few colonies where people carried a nationalist struggle to get their freedom. We are the luckiest one that we born in the independent country. Many of the countries became democratic immediately after the end of the Second World War in 1945. It is just because the Second World War continued from 1939 to 1945 and it ended with the dropping of the atom bomb on the cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. India also achieved its independence in 1947 and embarked its journey to transform itself from a subject country to a democratic country in 1950 and it's continued. But like India, many former colonies, they were not this much lucky to have such a good experience. Ghana is an example of such country. It's an African country which also used to be a British colony. Earlier name of the Ghana was Gold Coast. It got its freedom in 1957 and it was among the first countries in African continent to gain the independence. Because of Ghana's independence, many African countries was inspired to have the start struggle for their freedom. The person who led the freedom struggle of Ghana was Kwame Nkrumah. He was a common person from its country. He was the son of a goldsmith and himself was a teacher. He was very much active in independence struggle. And after getting independence, he became the first prime minister and later he became the president of Ghana. He got himself elected the president for life. As he got elected himself the president for life, soon after that, in 1966, he was overthrown by the military power. And like Ghana, most countries that became democratic after independence, a mixed record, means they could not able to retain their democracy for long. They again became either the slave of any other or they were ruled by countries. In this map, we can see the USSR. It comprised 15 republic countries. which is known as Soviet Union, or we can say USSR. The next incident which accelerated the democratic speed was after 1980, as the democracy was revived in several countries of Latin America. And one more incident which helped in this was the disintegration of USSR, or we can say Soviet Union. Poland and several other countries became free from the control of the Soviet Union during 1989 and 90. They all chose to become democratic. And finally, in 1991, Soviet Union itself broke down, integrated. Means all the 15 countries, they became democratic after the disintegration of Soviet Union. All the constituent republics emerged as independent democratic countries, and most of them chose to become democratic. Thus, the end of Soviet control on Eastern Europe and its disintegration led to a big change in the political map of the world. During this period of major changes, where democratic major changes were taking place, in our neighborhood, the neighboring countries of India was also having their changing time. Like Pakistan and Bangladesh made a transition from army rule to democracy in 1990. In Nepal, the gave up many of his powers to become a constitutional monarch to be guided by elected leaders. However, these changes were not permanent for both of these countries, because in Pakistan in 1999, General Musharraf brought back the military rule, and in Nepal 2005, the new king of the country dismissed the elected government and took back all the political powers and freed the people who had won in the previous decade. Thank you.